chosen ones, empaths, and all the genuine souls out there. Financial abuse of a narcissist can vary in a variety of ways. There's a lot of ways that they can actually financially abuse you. Subtly, overtly, they can make you unaware that it's actually happening. They can condition you. They can bully you into financial abuse. And the thing is financial abuse doesn't necessarily just have to be to do with exploiting you for money, right? It could be, I've read things in the news and things like that, right, of where narcissists or toxic individuals will infiltrate someone's home and they basically take over their home from the inside out. Unpaid, they're not paying no rent, they're not supporting anything to the household. And that's just one example. But there's a lot of other ways that narcissists involved in your life can financially abuse you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Some of the ways they can do this is actually depending on your kindness. Because you're kind, because you're generous, because you're supportive and you help people out, and they can actually start to take it for granted, and it's actually a form of financial abuse. There's even through divorces and stuff, when they go after your finances or they go after these things, and there's no winners in divorce anyway because of the costs of the lawyers or the solicitors, but they can leave you everything you've built up in your life. They can take from you, all right? And maybe many of you have gone through this. And then if you have children with the narcissist involved in your life, you're still expected to provide, even though maybe they've taken the house or they've taken a percentage of your money, or I don't know exactly how these things work. But it's not always just through divorce or things like that where financial abuse can occur. As you're probably aware, you might say, oh, that they're a fool for falling for it or something like that. But there's even people that meet online and they never meet in contact, and they love bomb maybe an elderly person or someone who's a widow or widower. They love bomb them, and they start to be able to get funds, maybe even the person's life savings from and you hear about these things all the time that happens to people, and you might say that you wouldn't do that, but you don't know exactly what that person was going through, how vulnerable they was. Perhaps they were grieving for a loved one that had passed, or you don't know exactly what was going on. But narcissists deliberately can financially abuse you in so many different ways, okay? This can happen in your own business or your own something you have going for your life, and they infiltrate your life and they can make you work for free for them, and they're in control of all the accounts and all the money, and they don't give you anything, or if they give you anything, it's very little and it's barely enough for you to survive. And something I suggest that you do is try to make a way out, okay? Try to make a way out. I spoke to someone that went through financial abuse, and he was earning some money in his younger years, doing things, and the narcissist that was involved in his life managed to muscle in, completely take over what he had going, his independent business, and what this person did was they took it in their stride. Not straight away. They didn't realize what was happening. They still fell into the trap of supporting the cause or trying to build, and they basically they were just being bullied, and they took it upon themselves to go back to college, to get a full-time job, and juggle college and a full-time job. So studying towards what they were trying to do, they had a full-time job. And I know many of you might have children, so it's hard for you to even get a full-time job, but maybe a part-time job. You can do things that will give you financial freedom, and you need to basically break away from them. I know it can be difficult, and many of you could be scared, or you could be bullied, or you can be, but you need to break away from this, because it's a very unhealthy type of and condition to live in, being subservient to a narcissist that's involved in your life, that's having complete dominance and control over your finances, and basically the food you're putting in your mouth. Like, it's really deep stuff. So it's something they do. You have to understand, it's something narcissists set out to do. So for those of you that are in a place, maybe you've been healing for a while, or you was already successful anyway. You've been healing for a while, and you've started to build stuff up. Maybe you've started to work more hours. You're really building yourself up, or you're saving. You have to understand you're subject to narcissists that want to infiltrate your life solely for that purpose, for financial gain. Now, not all narcissists are after financial gain, and I should have probably clarified that earlier on. Not all our narcissists will operate in this way, but there is a large sector of narcissists that seem to be doing this stuff. And I'd love to know in the comment section if this has happened to you. Perhaps this is a topic I can touch on more if it's of interest to you, because it does happen, and it can make you miserable, and it can make you sad. And I know money's not the route to happiness and everything like that, or the answer to all your problems, because what do they say, more money, more problems? But you don't deserve to be in a destitute situation where the narcissist has completely, like, just bullied you or took from you. It's hard. So I have spoken to people that have lost a lot, and they've had to rebuild themselves from losing money to the narcissist that was involved in their lives, and they've had to rebuild themselves. And I know that's brutal, but if you can get your freedom and take back your financial freedom, and you have to rebuild, then that's what you've got to do. All right? That's what you got to do. So I just don't want you broken from the pain that this narcissist that was involved in your life inflicted on you, and broke because of the financial abuse they've put you through, and them deliberately making you live without. You see, they deliberately make you live without, and it's actually something they enjoy. They actually enjoy doing this, making you live without, seeing you suffer, seeing you squirm. It's very sick, all right? And this is, I've heard of people losing their own, I don't know is it welfare? They call it in America. I'm not sure what they call it I think they call it welfare in America. But I've heard of people, so it's called benefits in England, but so welfare by the state or by the country or whatnot, where narcissist toxic individuals have actually managed to gain control of the person's independence. So they're unemployed or they're not working, but they're getting some help from the state or the welfare. And these parasites around them have just took this from them, right? So this is how bad narcissists will go. They'll take anything from you, right? So I want you to watch out for this in the future. Be very cautious. Also, be careful about just be careful about narcissists. Oftentimes they don't do it straight away. They take your kindness for weakness. Sometimes you might be helpful and things like that, and they take it for weakness and they use it against you to gain control, and it's really bullying. It's really bullying from these parasites. So break free, get your freedom back, get your financial freedom back. And sometimes when you've lost out, you have to work hard to rebuild yourself for everything that you lost. And I know that's brutal, but it's the honest truth. So thanks for listening today. I really appreciate your support. Please book a session if you'd like to. Connect with other empaths who get it. Join the support circle. You may donate or support to the channel if you want to. Check out the spiritual channel. I now have a podcast on Spotify. Everything you need is in the description box below. And I'll be back with another video soon. Peace. To have access to over 100 videos and daily uploads, join my membership program at zionmembership.com. All content is solely created by myself, and I have no affiliation to any organization, corporation or university. I rely on support from people like you. Thank you.